The title of this paper is HOLA, Human-like Orthogonal Network Layout. The authors of this paper are Steve Kiefer, Tim Dwyer, Kim Marriott, and Michael Weigle. This paper was discussed at the IEEE Transactions on Visualization and Computer Graphics venue. The paper was published in August of 2015. My name is Evan Savaria, and I will present to you a summary of this paper. I have defined this paper as a design study type. This is based on the abstract of the paper, such as visualization techniques is needed to make the automation of network algorithms comparable to that of a human. The target problem of this paper is there is currently no way to effectively design network layouts. The design requirements are to make humans aesthetically pleased with a network layout. Visual encoding for this type of paper is used through the node link diagrams arranged by clusters and convex boundaries. The case studies associated with this type are human-centered methodology used as input into the design of network layout algorithms. Introduction. The key to understanding the relationships and dependencies of complex systems such as real estate markets, banking, and other essential systems is to fully understand the visual connection through node link diagrams. Since the early 60s, the automation of node link diagrams has been designed and studied by scientists and engineers. Early on, algorithms were designed and based on the patterns and aesthetically pleasing organization done by humans. Network layouts were either force-directed or layered, neither of which humans preferred. More often than not, an algorithm would not be based on a large set of data that had been collected for decades, but instead were based on a design that mimicked the characteristics of network layouts made by the programmer manually. The availability of data in regards to what pleases a human visually was very limited, and scientific collaboration was minimal. Node link diagrams today have become the go-to method for visualizing large complex systems, due to their intuitive nature. It has become evident that prior methods of design automation algorithms are not helping to achieve the goal of accurate orthogonal network layout generation. Problem. Although scientists have shown interest towards automatic network layout design over the years, there still does not exist an algorithm that can produce results comparable to that of a human. It is hard for many to accept the fact that even today, manual network layouts are still more efficient than using a computer algorithm. I will discuss the problems associated with the automation of orthogonal network layouts. Approach. The first approach to understanding the requirements of an algorithm that will produce human-like results is to understand what humans like to see. This can be difficult to determine as everyone is different, and one style of network layouts may not please everyone. It has been recently discovered that humans prefer orthogonal network layouts due to the curved edges and symmetry. One of the reasons why there are so many discrepancies between automatic and manual layouts may be because the user studies in the past were only conducted after the initial development of automatic algorithms. It was not until recent years that scientists and engineers decided to move away from these old techniques, despite the many years of use. Instead, scientists have decided to reevaluate the basic principle: what is aesthetically pleasing to humans. This recent change in research now promoted the idea of conducting new user studies prior to development of the algorithm. As a result, these new ideas and techniques not tried before will hopefully influence the design of algorithms and bridge the gap between user studies and algorithm design. A new methodology has now been discovered. We call this human-centered methodology, where feedback is utilized before and after creation of algorithms. Orthogonal networks are widely used for electrical engineering, computer scientists, and even mandated by some standards. This methodology has recently been used for an algorithm called HOLA, a human-like orthogonal layout algorithm, that claims to produce an orthogonal network layout comparable to that of a human. Contribution. The main contribution of this paper is to interest the reader to explore new ideas through the use of user studies to improve the development of network layout algorithms. We will now focus on the human-centered design methodology user study. The human-centered design methodology was used in a user study that was developed into 2 stages. The first stage was comprised of having 17 participants manually edit 8 randomly chosen network layout graphs, using any technique desired until the graph looked good. Before the participants could start, a brief survey was administered so that the proctors could measure the level of experience amongst the group. The graphs presented to the group were small, only ranging between 4 and 13 nodes, that were purposely disorganized and not aesthetically appealing. Interaction with the orthogonal network layout graphs was through an intuitive web-based application. Users had the ability to add, delete, and move nodes. The second step then required the same participants to rank everyone's graphs produced from most pleasing to least. Due to the large number of graphs at hand, a tournament-style ranking system was implemented. The results of the study were very helpful in determining how humans determine a good viz network layout. After compiling the results from the questionnaire survey, a percentage value was assigned to each question. Out of 17 participants, 100% were familiar with node link diagrams. 94% had used node link diagrams created by someone else, and 59% concurred they had created a node link diagram in the past to convey information to an audience. More specifically, there were patterns and trends discovered from logging the user's input on the web-based application. For example, users liked trees placed outside of each other. Lessons learned and data gathered from the human-centered methodology user study were then used as formative input into the design of the layout algorithm from the start to finish. The HOLA algorithm uses 4 steps to design an orthogonal network layout. I will now discuss the steps involved in the HOLA algorithm to design an automatic orthogonal layout. The first step consists of topological decomposition of the graphs into trees. All leaves are removed from the existing graph and added to the new graph until a core is left. The second step begins with an unconstrained stress-minimizing layout to untangle the graph and remove overlap constraints. The user study showed that it was more appealing to start out with a low-stress layout. Next, nodes are aligned for best symmetrical fit based on orthogonal degrees. This step is used to minimize the angular displacement of nodes relative to each other. The third step, tree layout and placement, involves determining the layout for each tree. The edges of each tree are routed orthogonally and flattened before placing each tree in the core. Gradient projection is then used to alleviate any stress to the graph accumulated by the prior steps. The fourth step involves making small improvements and fixing all obvious flaws to the layout. The alignment of nodes is checked along with ensuring there is an even distribution of nodes. Aspect ratios are considered and any dummy nodes are removed, leaving a quality human-like orthogonal network layout. Domain. The top level is domain situation. You could apply computer engineering to the domain application based on the topic of this paper. The second level is data/task abstraction. The data abstracted from this domain could be used to help understand relationships, dependencies, and failures of complex systems. The third level is visual encoding/interaction idiom. The visual encoding used for this visualization must be aesthetically appealing to humans in the form of a network layout. The last layer, algorithm, must support the automation of orthogonal network layouts. The what, why, how framework. The what is related to data and dataset types, such as networks and trees consisting of items or nodes, links, and attributes. The why is analyze, to consume to discover new knowledge, present or explain data, and enjoy to feed curiosity. Reproduce, to annotate by adding additional graphs and text. Record to capture a node link at a specific point in time, and derive to produce orthogonal network layouts using existing data. We search to look up a node, locate a node, or browse for a node. We can query to identify a specific node, compare nodes, and summarize or come to a conclusion based on the node-link relationship. The how is accomplished by encoding a node-link diagram in the form of an orthogonal network layout. Conclusion. In conclusion, the creation of a human-centered methodology has greatly contributed to the success of the automated orthogonal network layout algorithm. The new algorithm HOLA developed from this methodology by far is the most advanced algorithm to date that can produce near human-like quality orthogonal network layouts. HOLA does have room for some improvements, such as increasing the processing speed and using cloning to reduce the number of elements that have to be reproduced or drawn. What we have learned from reevaluating the benefits of user studies has paved the way for the success of this algorithm and many others that rely heavily on user feedback and visualization. The introduction of a human-authored study which involves manually designing layouts has proven that smooth edges and symmetry is the preferred layout structure even when extra bins are added for aesthetic purposes only. The HOLA algorithm has the potential to change the way we currently create network layouts and visually represent complex systems. Thank you.